Please, let me through!
Oh, goddess gracious. How many times do I have to repeat this? We can't give the authorities for you to investigate.
And why not?
Because Mr. Emerson ordered us to. He said that you're not involved in any of this. Go home already.
Shut up, shut up! I don't want to hear about this over and over again! I just want to confirm at this nonsense now! Was it true? No, it can't be. That morning when I left my cabin, I heard a strange rumor about Luna being attacked by someone. By a certain bird who wore a red dress. No, it can't be. I tried to speak to my people, but no one will want to answer me. They look at me with anger and sadness, keeping their trembling mouths shut, and even using their hands to cover their children's mouths. I need to confirm this. This can't be true at all.
Wait a minute. You're Miss Crimson. I thought you looked familiar. You're the reason why Mr. Emerson canceled his party last night.
The party? All right. It was the party that celebrated my last day as an Arya goddess in training. I mean, I did forget for a reason.
Mr. Emerson said you ran out of the castle and never came back. Our goddess had to trouble herself by risking her life just to find you. And look how she ended up.
What? What happened to her? Is she okay? What? Is that her body?
Shoot! The night cowered around me, trying to block my view. However, it was too late, as I was able to catch another glimpse of the horrifying scene. My heart stopped.
What?
A female bird lays on the ground, not moving from her spot. What caught my eyes was a long dress, long black hair, golden jewels.
What happened? Answer me!
The knight clenched his teeth. Maybe it was you.
Me? For what? What does he mean? Is he accusing me of something?
Hey, take it easy. Mr. Emerson said, I don't care what he said. She did it. I know she did. Everyone knows that she's an unpredictable bird who retrieved our goddess's soul out of pity. That greedy, crazy bird that dirtied our nest with your awful screams and delusionals of someone trying to kill you. I wouldn't even be surprised if you took her place.
Take her place? No, it can't be. I did not describe this conversation. Luna is actually lost forever. No. No. How could this be? This isn't right. This isn't right at all!
Great. Made her scream again. Well, good riddance. I bet she's admitting her guilt already. Hey, come on. Don't hate me. I know what she did, and she better admit it already. You're the one who did this to our Arya goddess. Go on. Say it!
Oh, so Miss Crimson is here, screaming out of nowhere again.
Mrs. Emerson! Ma'am!
Do you have an explanation for this?
I would suggest you arrest this woman. She is the one who took our goddess from us.
Are you sure?
Yes, ma'am. I'm sure.
Okay. Your wish is my command.
Huh? Are you sure?
Yes.
Mrs. Emerson? Why are you wrapping my arms around my back?
Knights, I want you two to take him away.
What? You're arresting me? What for?
For disrespecting our secondary area goddess.
What? Mrs. Emerson, please, I didn't mean to. I was just
Trying to get rid of her. Ridiculous. How dare you treat her so cruelly? You will be punished severely for this.
Mrs. Emerson! No, please! No! Have mercy! No!
Take her away. I didn't take her away.
Lucia, can you hear me? Look at you. You're a mess.
Elsa swept the dirt from my skirt and my knees. I never minded being dirty like this. As a former homeless child, I never showered for days. I would rely on rainfall and rivers to wash myself once in a while. Everyone would say that's not very ladylike. But hey, I grew up in a different world. Mrs. Emerson, I need to confirm one thing. Is Luna lost forever? Elsa abruptly looked away from my eyes. So it is true.
I'm so sorry.
It's not your fault, Elsa. You know, it's funny. I was also out there doing my normal routine. Somehow she's gone and I wasn't there for her. Then I should be the one who should be lost forever. I began to scream out those words, and then a loud wail echoed throughout the scene. Everyone loved her more. I even loved her too. How can I live without her? I screamed again. That scream, I would assume that everyone seemed to be looking at me right now. Some would shake their heads at me, while others would ignore me. They constantly give me this kind of feeling that is deeper than sorrow. Loneliness, helplessness, hopelessness. Those feelings running around inside my head, and my heart would remain there for the rest of my life. It should have been me. She was a much better goddess to everyone. She even made those horrible feelings go away. We even planned so many things to do to protect Kunabella together. Why? Luna, did you need me for something?
Yes, I wanted to talk about your friend, Tempest.
Tempest? So you were...
Yes, I was finally able to meet with her last night.
Oh, how was she?
She was quite an intriguing being, just as you were when I first met you.
Really?
You two are very similar to each other.
Really? Tempest and I are completely different from each other. We both have different personalities.
Such as?
She's more aggressive than I am.
Oh, really? You can get aggressive whenever you hear your spirit's voice.
Goddess, she's right about one thing. Well, she has to live with one wing.
So, you have to live with that spirit taking over you.
I can't argue with that. We're both struggling with something that affects our lives forever. We have different appearances. How about that?
Well, you two have poor taste in clothing.
What? These dresses were made by my father. How dare you? Are you trying to tease me?
Maybe, but I was just testing your patience. Still needs work if you want to be a good Arya goddess.
Sorry.
I speak the truth, Lucia. You two are very similar to each other.
What? From the things you said earlier?
No. You two are very strong.
We're strong? We don't have any muscles.
No, silly. I'm not talking about your physical strength. I'm talking about both of your mentalities.
Mentalities?
Yes, you two have the ability to endure all hardships from your past and your current situations. I envy you two.
But Luna, you're more perfect than Tempest and I. Our existence means nothing to our people.
Nothing? Don't say that. There's something you can do to teach others how to live.
How, Luna? What can we do for the others' sake?
Be strong and stay strong as you live. That's all I can say to you for now. Remember those words, Lucia. They can become useful to you someday.
Okay, I guess. So, is this what you meant? At this day and this time, I have to stay strong for you. Right. Because it is for you. She's right. I have to stay strong for her. Besides, she wouldn't want me to cry like the way I did before. Alright, Luna. If you want me to be strong, then I'll be strong for you.
Have you calmed down a little?
I nodded and roughly wiped the remaining tears from my eyes.
Don't do that. You'll hurt your eyes more. Here, take this.
Thank you. I took a small cloth from Elsa and dabbed it onto my eyes. Now I suddenly don't feel like crying anymore. All the sadness and anger that was released earlier seems to have ceased. Now back in reality, I giggled awkwardly. Goddess, I'm so sorry to make such a scene. How embarrassing it must have been for you to comfort a hysterical goddess. Elsa shook her head.
It's okay. The way you scream and cry was not fake. It was a very appropriate behavior for an appropriate time like this.
You suspected me in the first place.
I'm sorry, but there are times when we have to make difficult choices for Kunabula's sake. Just know that this is your first step in becoming an Arya goddess. You want to show them your greatest pride, Lucia. Luna doesn't want you to live like this.
I know. Mrs. Emerson,
Yes?
can I ask you a few questions?
Of course. There's no way our Arya goddess would want to sit there and wait for answers.
Of course. She's not going to say no to me?
You may ask as many as you want, but I can only explain what I know so far.
Me? As a... No, Lucia. Don't think about that right now. Focus on this. I understand. What happened?
Luna went outside without Mr. Emerson's permission in order to find you. I tried to follow her, but she disappeared while I tried to chase her. I tried, Lucia, I swear.
It's okay. It's my fault she's gone.
Lucia, don't.
I know. I just want to know what happened to her. So let's start from the top. I noticed her inability for her body to dispel is rather suspicious. But she is no longer a bird. Isn't that strange for her to not dispel as soon as she is lost forever? Or was I not reading the materials right?
You're not hallucinating, Lucia. Goddesses and birds can dispel when they die. But if something like this were to happen, it could mean one thing. Someone must have slayed her with an Umbrian weapon.
An Umbrian weapon? A weapon that can kill a goddess and a bird? What? How?
There is someone who may be responsible for this, and we already know who.
No, don't say it.
We already took a good look at that weapon she was holding last night. It was confirmed. The axe she was holding was an Umbrian weapon.
No. How could this be? Only the Emerson family family can possess this weapon. She can't just buy it from some rare merchant or something.
Lucia, calm down. I know you're surprised and scared, but don't do this to me right now. The weapon the Tempest had happened to be disguised by a powerful magic.
What? How? Tell me.
To be honest with you, I don't know where she got it from. Our room is sealed with a very powerful magic. Her father wouldn't be able to break that either. Then the only possibility would be... It's most likely they would have hired someone to break our spell and take one of our axes.
No, Tempest would never do such a thing.
Well, you don't know what she's capable of. Not after what happened to her. We'll have to wait till my guards are done questioning her father.
What about Tempest?
I'm sorry. We'll have to keep her in custody for a while.
Why Tempest? She has nothing to do with this.
She does.
What do you mean?
We are the ones who took her title as deputy in training just around a century ago. Luna, Mr. Emerson, and I even voted to take away her title as well, including her wing.
Shoot, I almost forgot about that. That incident Tempest was involved in a century ago. Oh, don't think about it. Don't even ask Mrs. Emerson about that either. There are still so many people around, and I don't want to spread more rumors about her.
I bet she would want revenge with us. Starting from this?
No! She would never do such a horrendous act. She's kind, she's wonderful. She's even doing well by caring for your son. If she wanted revenge, then she could have done that a long time ago.
Lucia, don't you know that women have more patience than men? She must have planned this a long time ago. Starting from now, she must have used you to lure Luna to this.
What in the world was she saying? I wanted to ask a question, but I bit my tongue instead. There was no point in screaming again. Instead, I glared at Mrs. Emerson.
Think about it. It was according to plan. She befriends you, gains my trust by caring for my son, and then looks for an opportunity to take down Luna first with the weapon. A simple plan made by a simple bird, don't you think so?
You shut your mouth! How dare you speak about her this way? She says she will never slay a bird, not even her people, for her personal gain!
That's your perspective about Tempest, Lucia. Believe me, she might have something else in mind. Something she might be hiding from you.
Shut up! Shut up! I don't want to hear about this anymore! Please, can we not talk about this anymore?
I understand.
Thank you, Mrs. Emerson.
Okay, so, if you don't mind, I would like to ask a few questions for myself, too.
Okay.
Were you at Tempest's house last night?
Yes, I was there for dinner, but I left early and stayed home for the rest of the night.
I see. Then why did you leave early?
Tempest's father's,
I suppose I don't have to guess what happened last night.
Yeah, no changes from the father's attitude. Has it already been a century since he turned himself down as one of the most trusted beings in the Emerson family?
He changed so much. If only that horrible case from a century ago had never occurred. But there's really nothing we can do for them, Lucia. What's done is done. They wouldn't want to move on until they get what they want.
Until they get what they want? Mrs. Emerson, what are you talking about?
Oh, just saying nonsense all of a sudden. Sorry about that. Anyways, I'm not sure what to do right now.
I thought you were here to help out.
I'm only here on guard duty. Someone else is already conducting the investigation.
Okay. Who is it?
We got the very best one, but he's not exactly from here.
Not from here. What do you... I look over from Elsa's back to see an amazing sight. A man crouched down next to Luna's body. What caught my eyes were those strange spiky vines that surrounded his entire body. How unusual for a bird to look like this.
Ah, yes, that man. He happens to be part of the race that calls themselves the Nosirian birds. Their kind had once destroyed our most precious clan 200 years ago. That incident was called the Great Fire. No one would forever forget about that tragedy. I mean, how could they? It was the tragedy that had taken away so many of our people. A famous clan, to be exact. We couldn't find any survivors because that fire was made with our stolen Umbrian magic. Many of our people blamed us that day. However, we found out that the Nosirians did it. They grew jealous of our beautiful nest and tried to destroy it. Those damned beings. Desmond and I wanted to keep our people safe, and so the law to ban all Nosirian beings in Cunabula has passed. We have maintained peace for 200 years, but... Lucia, are you listening to me?
Goddess, I would see them from a bunch of pictures in many tombs my tutor would lend me. Most of them were children's books because I was learning how to read. They were known as enemies of Cunabella. I never thought of seeing a real one in the flesh. They did become enemies after the tragedy 200 years ago. I never even thought about seeing a real one in the flesh. Not many has come to Cunabella ever since. And it's rare to see one right now. Does the vines around them hurt? Oh, I don't know if I can touch those things.
Lucia?
Huh? Did you say something, Mrs. Emerson?
Oh, goddess. Do you know who this man is?
No.
Really? How strange. Did that tutor ever tell you about him?
What?
I'll give you the basics. His name is Mois Skylantina. He is known as the greatest private investigator in the sky.
An investigator? The greatest one?
He solves crimes by piecing together evidence to make a single story. Do you get it now?
I like stories.
Not all mystery stories are happy, Lucia. Especially those two recent tragedies we suffered in.
Oh?
What is it?
He's coming this way.
Really? Oh, he is. Maybe you can ask him about how he's going to solve Luna's case.
What? Shouldn't you be taking him instead?
Oh, come on, Lucia. You're the new area goddess now. You're in charge of Cunabula now.
What? But...
Right. I was supposed to be on guard duty. Thank you for reminding me. Just yell if you need me.
What? No, wait just a minute! Elsa! Please don't go. This is my first time talking to a guy that's around my age. Eek! Why is he stepping towards me? Oh, please don't, 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 please don't. Please don't. Oh, he did come over. Oh no. And he's right in front of me too.